Ousted Prime Minister Imran Khan has said that he called off the Freedom March to avert bloodshed. The Pakistani Tehreek-e-Insaf chief made the comments while addressing a press conference in Peshawar. And once again, Khan warned that he will take to the streets if the elections are not announced in the coming week. Remember that Imran Khan led the Azadi March from Peshawar on Wednesday. But as the day set in and the convoy entered Islamabad, they faced heavy resistance from the security officials. The Pakistan police dispersed the protesters, and on Thursday morning, the leader called off the rally.
उस दिन खून खराबा होना था। हमारी पुलिस के खिलाफ नफरतें बढ़नी थी, बढ़ चुकी थी, मजीद और बढ़नी थी। लेकिन पुलिस भी अपनी है। पुलिस के आम लोग, पुलिस वालों का कसूर नहीं है। ये ऊपर जो इन्होंने बैठाए हुए थे मुजरिम।
Imran Khan built up the momentum for weeks before the D-Day, but he called off the protests abruptly. Even on the back foot, Imran made it clear to the Sharif government that he has the masses' support behind him. Imran proved his point. But what about the ruling PMLN? The march came with a huge financial cost to the government. The abandoned rally cost the government 149 million Pakistani rupees to maintain law and order in the capital. The amount was released to the police after officials sent a written request to the government asking for the amount. Imran's poll ultimatum has triggered a war of words between the two political clans. Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz Vice President Maryam Nawaz has called this deadline a face-saving attempt. As she said, the people have rejected his quote-unquote fake revolution. She claimed that PTI workers set fire and spread chaos in the capital, adding that this was done on the orders of party leaders. There are 5 more days to go before the deadline set by Imran Khan ends, and Pakistan Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has lashed out at Imran Khan over the incessant demands of holding fresh general elections. Sharif has said that it is the House that will decide the dates for the elections. Our Pakistan Bureau Chief Anas Malik is still live with us. Anas, seems like Imran Khan will go to all levels to challenge the Shehbaz Sharif government. What impact does Imran Khan rallies have in Pakistan?
Well, the impact is there. The government does feel the heat, Eric. We were covering this march, this Azadi march from Peshawar the moment Imran Khan had set foot from Peshawar towards Islamabad, and we relentlessly covered it for about 21 hours. So the number of people, at least in KP, in the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province that is ruled by Imran Khan, were considerably lesser, given that his government has now been in power, his party has now been in power in the government of that very province for about 9 years now. This is the 9th year we're entering that. But despite of that, the number was lesser. But the time when he entered into the capital of Islamabad, the Pakistani capital, the welcome he received was exemplary. The number of people who were there out on the roads, be that be women, children, families, it was a sea of people who was there to receive him. But that did not transpire into them, those members who were there to welcome him, marching all the way with him, all the way to D Chowk, and he had considerably lesser numbers. That being said, he was not that well prepared either because of the state machinery that was against him. Now, he said he's seen this as an excuse or as a face saver, and he says that he will come back prepared the next time. What is to be noted is that PTI as a party, its workers or its supporters were considered to be relatively from middle class or upper middle class, and those who have lived the life of comfort per se, who are not acquainted to the hardships of being a ground worker or a ground supporter. But on just 2 nights back, we saw that notion being undone when families braced that shelling, that intense shelling being done. But despite of that, Imran Khan not showing up was perhaps to do with the numbers. Imran Khan says that he wanted to avoid bloodshed. He has some logic in that argument for one very reason. The army was deployed in the red zone, and in case if that mob had raced or made their way into the red zone, then possibly there could have been further clashes as well. And he says that he called it off, keeping in mind that he did not want more and more clashes, and rather he wanted to avert the situation. Eric?
Live from Islamabad, Pakistan Bureau Chief Anas Malik. Thank you. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.